Hi, friends. Welcome to Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson here with Michele Landers for your personal month number for May 2026. Michele Landers is a board certified life purpose coach, a hypnotherapist, and a professional numerologist. She gives us this beautiful gift each month of helping us figure out our personal month number and what it means for the upcoming month. If you find this kind of thing to be helpful, please let us know in the comments or send a message to Enlightened World Network here on Facebook, and we will keep providing this for you. So just let us know if you find it helpful. Michele, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you. Yeah, I love doing the personal months because it's another little indication, of what energies are operating for you in your month and your personal month. And it's really, really, really easy to do. I make it so simple. So all you have to do is add your month of birth to your day of birth, add that together. And I'll give you an example. So if you were born November 11th, you would add the birth month and day numbers together and reduce it to a single digit. So what would that be? That's really easy. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? November is the 11th. So it's 11/11. Actually, that's my mom's birthday. So it's, and by the way, if you were born on November 11th, that's a master number day. So it's double 11. Okay, back to your addition. You add 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, it equals what? 4. Now, what you do next is add the 4 to the number 1 for 2026. If you added 2026 together, what does it equal? It equals 10 and it equals 1. So it's a one universal year. So you take your birth number, your month, your day of birth, reduce it to a single digit, add it to the universal year 1, and that's going to be your personal year number, not your personal month, your personal year. I do the calculations to figure out what personal month you're in. So we could do it with another birthday. By the way, that November 11th, the 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 4. Add 4 to the universal year 1, and you get the number 5. So number 5 is your personal year number. That's all you have to know. So let's do it with another birthday. Let's say May 24th. So that would be 5 plus 2 plus 4 equals what? 11. Now add 11 to the universal year 1 and you get 12. Now again, always remember, reduce all compound numbers to a single digit. So add 1 plus 2 equals 3. Oh, I'm sorry. So add the 11 to the universal year 1 and you get 12. So now add 1 plus 2 together, that equals 3. And so your personal year, if your birthday's May 24th, your personal year number for 2026 is 3. But just to save you time trying to calculate your personal month, I did it for you. And it's really easy. All you need to know is your personal year. So let's start. If your personal year is 1, then your personal month for May is 6, just like for the world. So this month is a month of responsibility. It's unselfish giving. It's a willingness to give your time and energy to the needs of others. But the caution is, don't take on any responsibilities that don't belong to you unless absolutely necessary. You can encourage people, to help them, but have them find their own solutions, and just be very careful of interfering, because 6 is a great number for love and home and family, but it also, the other side of it, I talk about this all the time, that the numbers both give, I don't want to say so much take, but they are positive and they're challenging. And it all depends on where you're operating from. So again, encourage others to find their own solutions, be supportive, home projects, domestic projects, community projects. A lot of those things, all of those things, or some of those things are going to move to the forefront of your life. Sometimes this combination of numbers causes discord in families, but just be very careful with how you interact with others. You may even find sometimes this kind of energy for the month, you might feel like you're being held responsible for something that you didn't even do. So again, just be very aware, be very clear in your communications. So what am I saying? Well, the combination can represent like both extremes of relationships, but finding a balance between your personal ambitions and your relationships is really essential this month. You might even find yourself wanting to take the easy way out of an awkward situation, and I'm telling you, don't do it. Now, a couple of things that may happen, there might be a new path or new energy or new something involving family, home, and relationships. In some way, you may have to take leadership, and that might be in a big way, or it may be in a smaller way. Heart-centered decisions, as always, matter a lot more than ego-driven ones. What you need to watch out for is feeling kind of tied down, but you also have the opportunity this month to build something meaningful. All right, let's go to number 2. If your personal year is 2, then your personal month for May is 7. Now, the number 2 and the number 7 are very much in tune with one another. They're very intuitive, they're very sensitive, they're both emotional numbers, so don't be surprised if your emotional life seems either a bit rocky or maybe a little bit confusing. But what I do like about this combo is it can lead to really important self-discoveries, because 7, as I said, intuitive. Well, 2 is intuitive as well, but 7 very much so. So it's a highly spiritual time, and you may find that you're feeling like you want to withdraw from the outside world. That's what 7 does. A lot of times 7 will cause people to question a lot of things in your life, and the energy is kind of slow moving. 2 and 7, if you've got that energy predominantly in your life, or especially in your month, it's telling you just, don't push, don't rush into anything. Take advantage of this wonderful energy and kick up your meditation, or you might need to study for something. It's good for studying. Old alliances or people from the past often show up under this vibration. It's a time to be tactful. It's a time to be careful with whom you associate. Be very aware of the games people play. The 2 and the 7 are asking you to be aware, to look around. And it's kind of a nebulous type of energy, but it is also a good time. I see 2 and 7 like being more like Neptune, kind of obtuse and not very clear. But it's a great time to travel or just get away. And it's a really great time if you're going to get away or just go someplace near water. It's a time for wisdom. It's a time for insights. It's a time when, if you do, practice meditation, pulling in, you might get some very interesting premonitions and revelations. Guilt always tells you that you should be doing better than you are. but understanding that your best really is good enough. And if you do that this month, you're going to experience this quiet confidence that feels really nice, really warm, really nurturing. So take advantage of that 2 and 7. Don't rush into things. It's a need this month for solitude. It's a month for reflection. It's a not a month, a great month to get a deeper understanding maybe of a relationship or a problem that you were concerned about or questioning. By the same token, don't overthink things either, and don't isolate. I did say it's a good time to go within, it's a good time to pull back, but don't let that turn into depression or isolation, right? So it's a good month. You can gain a lot of power through this inner clarity by going within. Okay, so if your personal year is 3, then your personal month for May is 8. Now, one of the aspects of the number 3 is what? Communication. And the number 8 is about power and it's about finances. So it's a time to put yourself out there and ask for what you want clearly and concisely. I think this is a especially good month for manifestation and for intention setting. And remember, if you don't ask, what do they say? If you don't ask, the answer is always no. And think about another thing you could think about is how can you monetize your creative ideas? This is a great month for that. The month can very well bring, financial rewards of some type, or it could be just respect. Not that just respect, but it could bring in, somebody acknowledges you. It could be recognition. It is not the month to hold back when it comes to showing the world your talents, for sure. It's a good month to, if you have to, finalize deals, sign contracts, make some positive waves. This is the time to go for your goals and do not let fear hold you back. If fear has you by the coattails, it's time to face it head on and take a risk. You have a lot of power this month, and don't allow anyone to undermine any of your ideas. Okay. It's a good time to say, hey, I have this great idea for this. I want to get it going. I want to monetize it, or I want to put it out there. This is your month to do that. It's a very busy and a very powerful month. You don't want to speculate too much this month. You just want to do it. So, creative ideas can really turn into some kind of income or opportunity. And it's a time to step into, well, visibility, to leadership. A good, very good month to take a leadership position. And it doesn't have to be lofty, it could be just in your neighborhood, in your family, or in some groups that you belong to. It's a time for doing. All right, let's go to number 4. If your personal year is number 4, your personal month for May is 9. Okay, so 4 and 9, well, 4 is kind of, I was going to say stuck, but there's a lot of things to 4. It's a time to build, it's foundational, but it could be emotionally a little up and down. Maybe a relationship is ending. That can also often happen with a 4 and the 9 combo. But you may be disappointed in a relationship, but I kind of think it would just be temporary. But it also can mean a conclusion of a relationship, or, okay, it could also bring a conclusion to something you've been working on. And that doesn't necessarily mean in a negative way. It could be something you were waiting to hear about, and when is it going to happen? Because if you're in a 4 year, I can guarantee you there's a lot of starts and stops and stops and starts. And you feel like sometimes you're like swimming against the tide in a 4 year. But four is the number of foundations. So you may be setting new foundations this year. But when it comes up against the number nine, it says, okay, what do you need to end? What do you need to change? What do you need to complete? And again, something you may have been waiting to hear an answer on, either yay or nay, is going to very likely come this month. Okay, four is also real estate and home. And okay, you can ask yourself, what in your life needs to be let go of? Maybe it's some ideas or foundational beliefs that you've had that need to be changed. But try as best as you can this month not to give in to feelings of frustration. It's an important month to allow things to kind of develop at their own pace. And again, you can conceivably come to a new awareness of really important issues in your life. And remember, the nine is far reaching. So it's also another good number for long distance travel and entertainment. It's a wonderful month. It's always a good month to volunteer, but especially with this energy right now, go do some volunteer work. It would be very, very, very rewarding. So for you, old systems, old routines, or commitments can end, and it's clearing space for new foundations. It's kind of like this clean slate energy. That's why I like the four and the nine. Let's move on to your personal year 5. And then your personal month would be 1. So with that energy, it's kind of like, well, I'm kind of on my own this month. If you've been following any of my numerology posts, you already know that the number 1 is all about new, 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 new. So it brings in a sense of fresh new beginnings in your personal life or your career. I don't know, maybe both of them. You're more energetic, you're more decisive. With that one energy, because a 5 year is very, very hectic. It changes from good to bad to good, but change it is for sure in the year. So you're more energetic, you're more decisive. It'll help you cope with the hectic pace this month is going to bring. It's dynamic and it requires you to think and act quickly. So if you've been thinking about starting something new, I tell you, this is green. I would green light it. This is the time to initiate those changes. So it could be a new idea, a new direction. It's new, new, new. You can feel a surge of independence and motivation. And it's time to act on something you've been thinking about. So it's really, really, really a good month for very. I wanted to liken it to one of the astrological signs, but it's just like Aries energy. Go and do things. Take bold, decisive action. Okay, so if your personal year is 6, then your personal month number for May is 11-2. Now, okay, so if anybody's listening, they're going, okay, wait a minute, Michele, you're saying reduce everything to a single digit. In this case, I'm just going to tell you it's an 11-2 month. I'm not going to reduce it to the 2. Normally, as I said, all numbers are reduced to a single digit. So, but I don't want to do it for this. 11 is considered a master number, and I'm not going to reduce it. The energy of the month has the elements of the number 2, which are what? Patience, balance, relationships, intuition, very female energy. And the 11 Two also adds a little bit of this element of surprise. It's also highly spiritual, and you may feel more intuitive, more sensitive. And this is a month to use gentle persuasion and tact. Make suggestions, not demands. And if you find yourself saying, I don't have time for this, just I'm telling you, take a deep breath and just take the time. The month can bring, surprises or unusual happenings, and that can be with home, with work, with family. It is a wonderful time for healing any wounds, for reconciliation, for harmony, for balancing relationships. And your partnerships might deepen. Definitely, your sensitivity increases, and cooperation is key. And what you have to watch out for is oversensitivity or people pleasing. All right, let's move on to personal year 7. Okay, so if you are in a 7 personal year, the energy of the month is a little more lighthearted and a good time to have some fun, to travel. I'm in a personal year 7, and interestingly and appropriately enough, I'm going to be traveling as well. And I have some fun things planned. So the number 7 is usually about spending time alone. However, when you inject the energy of the 3, it is bound to attract social situations, interactions, invites. The number 3 is about communications. So this brings up a couple of questions. Since the number 7 is also about secrets, are there secrets you're harboring, or what secrets are being kept from you? That might apply, it may not apply, but it is an aspect. In a 7 personal year, you're bound to be reflective, right? So the number 3, though, injects joy. So it's a good time to ask yourself the very serious question of, what brings me joy? Friends and family are really an important part of May. However, also be aware of the motivations of others and don't fall into that trap of people trying to guilt you into things. It's really a creative month. So if you have any, again, I forgot what other month it was, maybe, the 5 month, I think. It's a creative month, and it's just a great time to really allow any of your creative ideas to flow, to bring them to the surface. What ideas have you had about creating something, whether it's an idea or a project, a painting, anything having to do, maybe it's a workshop, maybe it's something that comes from either your intuition, or it comes from your inner self, something that you want to put out there, something that you want to create. So this is the month to just harness those ideas and bring them to fruition. So your psychic impressions, your dreams are probably going to be enhanced. I think you'll get a lot of inspiration in your dreams. And I think if you pay attention, you're going to have a lot more psychic impressions. You're going to say, oh my goodness, I knew that was going to happen, or something that you see in the future. 3 and 7, 3 definitely enhances the psychic power of a 7. So social energy increases, communication, creativity. You can feel more open and inspired. Just avoid distractions, and avoid trying to get away from things. All right. I want you to embrace that 3 and bring some happiness and joy in your life. And if you already have a lot of joy and happiness, that's wonderful, but you're going to even have more this month. So let's move on to your personal year number 8. So if your personal year is 8, then your personal month for May is 4. 8 and 4, those are hardworking numbers, right? And they're managerial numbers. 8 manages a corporation, a large corporation, and 4 manages a local business. All right, so this month is a month of work, of progress, of opportunity, but also determination. And as with most of the year, the focus in May for you for an 8 year is on career and finances. 8 is very much a financial number. It's also a number of recognition if you're in an 8 year. Now, people say, well, what if I'm retired? Well, it still applies. You can still be recognized. Maybe you're doing something within your community or with your neighbors, but it's being recognized for doing. It's like, yeah, that was a good deed that you did. The early part of May can be a little bit frustrating. Maybe it's kind of boring routine affairs and details, and it may feel a little bit of like an obstacle course, but you can really make a lot of progress this month. You'll be amazed at what you could do this month with patience, with effort, efficiency, and belief in yourself. But it's a power year, and the month of 4 is asking you to set new foundations of some type. So in a 8 year with a 4 month, you also have to feel your fears, process them, whatever fears you may have about things. This is a great month to get that 8 energy involved and feel powerful and let go of some of the fears you have. You may have some catching up to do, but believe me, you'll probably be more organized this month. So focus on work, focus on organization, focus on your long-term plans. Financial, business, home matters may require you to pay attention. It can be slow but steady progress, and watch out for feeling restricted or overworked. Now, let's move on to personal year 9. If your personal year is 9, then your personal month for March is 5. That brings a lot of changes and ideas that can very possibly point you in a different direction. You can feel really restless. You can feel impatient. You might even feel at a crossroads. Your energy may be scattered, leaving you a feeling of like the scarecrow. Which way do I go? On another level, it can also bring a lot of short trip travel. The number 5 is about change and it's about movement. It can bring a couple of things to top of mind. Travel can bring inspiration. And 5 is very slightly accident prone. So I'm just going to say, if you are traveling or whatever you're doing this month, just be very aware of your surroundings as you go about, whether you're traveling or even your daily routines. Just be extra careful, extra diligent. And also be aware of overdoing things. But socially, it's playful and it's very, very favorable for that month. So what you can expect is unexpected changes or shifts. You can expect travel. You can expect sudden realizations. And what you have to watch out for, besides just being very careful of your surroundings and what you're doing, try not to be emotionally overwhelmed and try not to be resistant to any changes that may likely happen in this month. So that wraps it up for the 9 years. And if you have any questions whatsoever, certainly give me a call. And you can reach me at michellelanders.com. You can make a free appointment for a little chat for 15 minutes. But try to focus on the positive aspects of the month. Use it to your advantage, not, it's knowledge is power, and knowing these energies and how they operate. And we all know that everything is energy. So take heed and take advantage of the positive aspects of the month, and make sure that you're aware of the challenges of the month and don't fall prey to them. So thank you all so much for listening. And by the way, this comes with my newsletter every month. You'll get the same information if you'd like to read about it in my monthly newsletter. So thank you.
Perfect, Michele. Thank you so much. Can you remind us, please, although I'll have it in the description, what is the website that they go to sign up for your newsletter?
MichelleLanders.com. Michelle with one L. Very easy.
Okay. Thank you so
Oh,
much. Go
I
ahead.
wanted to say Happy Mother's Day before I forget. I didn't even talk about Mother's Day at all. And especially, we have to love our Mother Earth and take good care of her and our mothers, whether you're uh, whatever that word means to you, mother. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, Michele. So, friends, as we said at the beginning, if this personal month number is helpful to you, please let us know. We would love for Michele to keep coming back to us to share that information out. So, we just want to make sure that it's being appreciated as much as we're appreciating it. So,
Yes, thank you.
yeah, with that, we'll say goodbye. But thank you, Michele, so much. And, friends, thank you for being here. So, take good
Thank
care.
you.
God bless. We'll see you soon. Bye now.